Welcome back to another I'm Happy video. Shout out to Demian, aka V_ICX, for letting me use his private server. I'm going to be building this farm for him. So this farm is going to be a revised version of the blood farm tutorial that I did before, and now they added a few more updates so that things have changed, and some people have been complaining that it's a little bit different to farm than what I listed in my videos. Just a quick reminder that to build this farm, you will be needing first to record your farm. You would be needing a good food source like normal. You need leaves, wood, logs. Build the farm. You need to have plenty of leaves and sticks or wood to build the plant boxes. You'll need about 400 plant boxes, so like 800, 1,000 of each leaves and wood. You also would want to build this ice island right here, this flat piece of land, and this is the best place to do it. So when you do get here, remember to place your bed, and then just get your plant box. So when you click on placing your plant box, do not rotate it at all, because you want your default plant box. As you can see, that I placed the ship, and now it's out of its default alignment. So I'm going to rejoin the game, and then I'll get the default alignment. So now that I rejoined, I'm going to click my bed spawn. Oh, wrong server. Alright, now that I'm in the right server, I'm going to click bed spawn. So here I am, and then I'm going to pull out my plant box. What I meant by default rotation is that whenever you click on your plant box, it will have a default rotation, or aka the face, or the way that it's facing. So don't rotate it, don't press R to rotate it. Or if you already placed something in the server, do what I did, just rejoin the server, and then don't rotate or anything. Click on your plant box, and here's the default rotation. So to get the most space out of this, we're going to be building to the right of this far ice thing right here. So just line it up a bit, line up your character. And then you want to just start placing them in the straightest line that you can. So go like this. And then you can see that there's a little gap right here. So this is not good, we're going to break these. And this process does take a little bit, but this is the general basics of it. Try to get it so that it's flush. And when I do get it, I'll show you what I mean. So as you can see, I just slowly moved my mouse, or like left and right, like moved my character until I got in a straight line. And you can see that it's very flush. There's no gap or like no piece like before. See, that's very flush with each other. It's very flat and straight. So this is what you want. And now you just want to keep on placing them in a straight line until you reach the ice cube. So just line it up again. And then it's best to do this while the auto clicker so that you can fit as much plant boxes as you can. Just keep on going forward, and in a second you should see the ices on your left. Yep, there you go. And you can see that I'm going to place it all the way up into this water. You could place it a little bit less if you want more room up here, but I still have a lot of room here, so I'm going to place another row going this way. So just line it up with your plant blocks, place your first one, and then just go back. And it's best, once you get the alignment correct, like your whole body facing everywhere, do not move your body anymore. So what I mean by that is that do not turn your character anymore, else then you'll have to line it up again. So just be very patient with this building process. And then see, I built a second row, and just keep on building rows this way and this way. But I recommend you not build too much, because these animals right here will get in the way of your plant boxes, and then when you're farming you'll run into them and it'll screw everything up. So now I'm on the last row of my plant boxes. Alright, so now you can see I built all my plant boxes already, and this is all good. So now you want to start building the dividers. So what this is that, these are actually guides, but you just want to get them in the correct rotation. I think for this you can rotate it, but it may have the glitch. And the whole reason why I was telling you to use the default rotation was because there is the plant box glitch going around, aka the building rotation glitch. I have a video on it if you want further details, but it basically screws up your farms in short terms. So these dividers vary based on where your bloodfruit is, your bloodfruit icon is located. So as you can see, mine is on the very left, yours might be in the middle or the right, and I only have 3 fruits, so it's pretty organized. If you have more, then I suggest you eat all of them until you have like lesser fruits, because then it gets hard to plant. So what the divider is that you want to place it about right there, so that when you walk up against the wall, you can see that my mouse is on the plant box, and when I walk forward, it'll pass the bloodfruit. So that when I'm auto clicking like this, it'll just point me in the right direction so that I don't fall off of the plant boxes. So this is what the dividers are for. And you want to just do this for every single second plant box. So like you place one at the very start, skip one, and then place this one right here, skip one, and place this one right here, and further on. For how many plant boxes that you have? But I recommend 8 rows. So you can see that I 8 rows right here of 50. So just one row of 50, go this way, plant 50, come back, plant 50, go this way, plant 50, or place 50 plant boxes. And just keep on doing that 8 times. So that will give you about 800 plant boxes, and that's all you need to do what I call an infinite loop of bloodfruit. So just place another divider like this. You don't have to get them too perfect, because it doesn't really matter too much, but it just helps. And skip about that, I can just eyeball it. And the reason why you have to skip one was because on the other side, you're going to place a divider for this lane, so that if you place one here as well, then it'll block off your access to this other lane right here. And same for this one and this one. That's why you have to skip these right here. So now what I normally do is that I'll just place like a line of these walls right here, so that if I do somehow like fall off my plant boxes and I start walking off into space, these walls will help me so that I don't die. I'm gonna place them like this, and then now that I'm at the other side here, I'm just gonna place the dividers for this, so that normally you start all the way over there, and then you walk back over here, and then you have to switch to this next lane. So then you just place a divider where your bloodfruit icon is. In my case, mine is on the very left again, so I just place it there. Normally you have a wall in front of you, so you stop at the wall, go this way, hit the divider, and then you have your auto clicker on, so that when you start walking backwards, you'll hit this bloodfruit icon with ease, and then just keep on walking back. That's the point of these dividers. And once again, you're just going to place one here now, skip this one and place one here, about there. And then now you're going to skip that one right here, place them there, and then skip that one, place it right there. Alright, so now that you're done with these, you want to make vertical or horizontal walls now. So the whole reason why I'm making another video for this, you may ask, I already have a video on it. Why are you making another one? Is it because you're building one for one of your friends or whatever? No, it's because they have updated the wall system in this game. And what I mean by that is, when I do place a wall, normally you could look like behind this wall with third person. But as you can see, what I mean by that is that when I go down, my character shifts, because I can't look through this wall with the third person now. If you look at my other video, when I go behind like this, it won't do this weird thing where it changes my perspective like this. I'll just look straight through the wall. You can see that from my other video, and this kind of screws up the farming. But this place right here, when you're walking forward, you can place it right there. You don't have to use fence gates, because I'm going to use fence gates later. Just do what I do, because then it'll just work. But sometimes you can include a little bit more space here, so you don't have to be like squished against the wall and the plant box. So like it'll be kind of awkward when you're collecting it, but you don't have to. So now that you got this side done, just build more walls on this side so you don't fall off. Alright, so here is when it gets interesting. So now you're gonna have to build like the system where you walk back all the way to the start. So start off by that, locating your last row to plant on. So in my case, I'll be starting over here, right? So I'm going to be constantly farming this way, turning back, farming on this row, then going forward, farming on this road, turning back, farming on this road. And when I turn back, I'm going to reach the very end, obviously. So I'm going to keep on doing this, and then eventually, when I'm done with the farm, I'm going to be walking back and planting. And then now I don't have any plant boxes. So this right here is when I'm going to be walking back to the start. So I want to build some farms right here, or some walls in here, just in case. These are all guiders. And build some horizontal ones leading all the way back to the start here. And then build vertical walls all the way back to the start. And now is when it gets a bit tricky, because then you have to use wood fences for this. And the reason was that because if I try to use a wood wall right here, like right here, alright, this is just for demonstration purposes, but before, I used to be able to look straight through the wall so that I could collect this, but now, when I try to go into the corner, this is my starting point, right? So this is where I'm going to start my recording always. But when I try to look into it, or when I go into the very corner, you can see that my perspective changes because they made an update for you can't look straight through the wall. So now I'm like this, and now I can't see the bloodfruit really. So it makes it harder to plant. So this is why we're not going to use these walls anymore. And we're going to do something called using fence gates. And these cost like 1 log and 1 wood. So before I could just have a lot of very narrow space here because I'm using a wall, and it'll just only cover this part. But as you can see, a fence gate is kind of big, and I can't fit it over here. And there won't be enough space for me to walk back, like when I'm walking this way, and I'm walking back to the starting point. If I place one here, then it'll get in the way. So I'm going to have to make more space over here. And just like this. And you could use a wood wall for this part. So just place it around about right there. So you could, yeah, you may ask, I mean, this varies for every person, like the amount of space that you have here, because obviously you're not going to do everything exactly the same like me. But you see I have a little space right here. I'll just place fence gate right there. So this whole purpose of this fence gate is to act as a starting point. So what that is, that it will just make your farm more consistent. Because let's say if I'm using Tiny Task, right, and then I stop right here in my recording and I start going, and later if I go into my recording and I try to start it from here, it'll do things very differently. So like if I'm starting right here and I point my cursor right here, if I start right here, then my cursor will be pointed right here. So you want to make it as consistent as you can with the starting point, and this is the whole reason why I'm telling you to do this. So place the starting point, and now you have a nice little starting point here. So you want to just move on to the next row, and you want to place a fence gate like that. And the whole reason was because when you're walking back, you want to touch, you want to like kiss this fence gate right here. So that this will act as like a lag preventer, because sometimes when you lag in the server, your character will freeze and then go again, and then Tiny Task doesn't know what's happening, so it'll sometimes glitch out, and then like you'll just stop moving or whatever. So when I do record it and show it in this video, I'll show you what I mean. But for now, just place fence gates like this. Sorry, and then go all the way to the other side, and you're gonna do the same. So obviously I already did it, but if you haven't placed these walls yet, you can use fence gates for these, or you can just use regular wood walls. It doesn't really matter. But now your farm is complete. So now is when you actually have to start using Tiny Task to farm this. So to download Tiny Task, just go to your web browser, search up Tiny Task, and download the latest version. So this should be like the best macro for Roblox. I'm pretty sure there's other ones, but they're more complicated. And Tiny Task is the easiest one to use. So get your Tiny Task open, and mine should be right in the corner here. And now that you have it open, just now you want to go to your preferences up here, and for some reason mine is very buggy right now, so just click on your preferences. You can't see it for some reason, sorry about that, but just click play speed X1, check that off, always on top, show captions, and use default toolbar. So once you get it open, you'll know what I mean, and make sure to set your playback loops to 999, or you can set it to 9099. And now here comes a very important part. This is where you start farming. So first you want to line yourself up to your plant boxes, because as you can see, I've moved around a lot. I've moved my character. So if I don't line it up with the plant boxes and I try to start farming like in this direction, and I go to my corner, and even if I'm a little bit off, like if I move a little bit this way, then it'll mess everything up. So here I'll demonstrate it. If I move a little bit this way and I'm not lined completely up with the farms, I go into the corner, stop my recording, and I start walking, you'll see that I'm not on the bloodfruit icon anymore, because I'm not going to move my mouse. My mouse is going to stay stationary. So now you can see that when I'm moving this way, I'm moving slanted and not parallel with the plant boxes. So that now my mouse is on lemons, and I'll start walking into this other row. And this is why you need to be aligned with your plant boxes, so that you'll walk parallel with them, and your mouse doesn't have to move. So to line up, I have a video on it, but I'm going to be showing you how to do it in this video as well, because this will be a full explanation on how to farm. So expect the video to be long. And Now, what you want to do, gets into your corner. Sorry for the pronunciation. And to make it easier on yourself, I like to place a plant box. I like to fit it like right here, because this helps with like with what I call, obviously I'm on a little slant right here, so that you can see that's kind of going up, so this kind of defeats the purpose of my plant box being here. But there's a lot of different factors that may affect your recording, and that is obviously if you lined up with your plant box properly and which way your camera is facing. So what I mean by that is that you can see that I can move my camera up and down. So if I start my recording like this way, and I start recording, everything's fine, and I save my recording, if the next time I farm and my camera is like this, it's going to farm differently, of course, right? Because Tiny Task isn't like AI or anything. It doesn't know if my camera has changed or anything. So this is why you have to have the same camera angle. And for this new farm, I just recommend you slide it all the way up. So what that is, just right click on your screen and just move your mouse down. And see, now I've reached the end. I can't go any further. So just like this. This is the camera angle that you want. Get into your corner and then scroll in. And now go to the side of your farm right here. So you can see where my cursor is. Place your cursor here and start walking forward. So you can see that I'm getting further and further away from that little edge right here. And you do not want to move your cursor like this when you're lining up. So try not to move it up and down, and just left and right like this. So once again, move my cursor all the way up, scroll in, and now get my cursor right here, walk forward, and just move my mouse left and right so that eventually, like that, now you can see that my cursor is perfectly staying in line with the plant box. So now I know that I'm lined up. This might take a couple of tries, but obviously I've more experience, so I could get it really easily. And now I recommend you scroll out 13 times. So for me, I have a mouse that has ticks on it, so that I know how many ticks I scroll out. I can scroll out 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. But obviously some people have a smoother mouse, so that you may not have that. So Roblox has added a feature where you can click I and O to scroll in and out like this. So you don't have to use your mouse. And for this demonstration, you're going to press O 12 times. So don't hold O, just press it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I kind of miscalculated that. 12 would bring you all the way out here. So maybe just press it 9, 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. I think 9 is a good number for this. So click O 9 times. And now this is how you're going to farm. For this method, you're going to be planting and picking up at the same time. So make sure to plant your farm full of bloodfruit before you start recording your tiny task. But for this, you don't have to plant it full. Just plant like the first, all the rows. Just plant like 3 of them like this. You don't have to plant it all the way full. It's just kind of a waste of time. And do it on the other side as well. Alright, so I did it on the side. The reason why you have to do this is because if you start recording with your plant box dry, aka it has nothing on it like this, when I walk up to here, and I go to here, and planting and picking up at the same time is that I'll hold F on this first bloodfruit that will grow, and if there's nothing there, then I won't know where the bloodfruit is, so I just like to have like a little guide right here, so I plant the boxes before I start recording. So now I made it back to my starting area, and you can see that I scrolled out, so I'm going to scroll back in, and I'm going to click O 9 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So obviously, if you have a mouse that can scroll out very smoothly, like I can scroll out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is using my mouse. So you can see that it's very, very, consistent with its scrolling. And if you have a mouse like this, then great. But if you don't, then just click 9 or just click O 9 times as evenly as you can. Because sometimes you can see that I hold O longer, and that'll cause it to scroll out more. So if you don't want to do this, just approximate how much you have to scroll out. And I recommend like this angle or this much scrolling out. But it's obviously easier if you just click O. So now you have this. Get your tiny task up. And you want to have the default keybind set. And now you just want to wait for these bloodfruits to grow, and I'll show you how to record it. Alright, so now that my bloodfruit has grown. I'm still in the 9 plant form. In my scrolling out. Open your food menu. You want to eat all your lemons or your food source. Get your food bar to full. And then now you want to start your recording by pressing your F8 key. Click on the screen, spin your mouse a couple times, place your bloodfruit on the bloodfruit bush, the first one. Hold F and start your auto clicker, and you want to just start walking forward like this. So my auto clicker is being a bit buggy right now, but this is how it's gonna go. And I think if you have a fast auto clicker, it should stop missing. You see that's missing a lot of these plant boxes right here. It's because the speed of my auto clicker is set. So just set your CPS to a bit higher and it should be fine. Now you want to hover your mouse on that and just walk backwards. You can see that I'm missing a lot. That's because autoclick is a bit slow right now, but it should be fine. And just set your autoclicker to high speed and it should be better. Keep on walking back. And this is how the farm's basically gonna go. So if you do this correctly, then you should have no problems. But see, you wanna hold that and you can move your mouse a little bit during the recording. It should be fine. But when you're walking this way, and I'll show you in a second, this is where a lot of people mess up because a lot of people don't pay attention to what I'm saying and then they kind of screw up. So what I mean by that is when you get to this end here, you can see that a lot of people miss planting this first plant box. You want to move your mouse real slow. First the plant box, you can see that I'm planting the bloodfruit and then I want to harvest. If I move my mouse too fast there, it doesn't plant a new bloodfruit, which will hinder the next recording or the next recording that it does. Sorry about that. So you want to make sure that you do get to planting that. Let's move over, connect it. Obviously, I know what I'm doing, so I could go pretty fast with this, but you see I'm missing a lot of the fruits. So just set your autoclicker to a higher speed and it should be fine. Keep on walking and I will come back when it's all done. Alright, so now that I'm at the last row, I just want to keep on walking back here. And I'm missing a couple brown boxes and just walk a bit this way. And now you can see I'm going to turn off my auto clicker. Hold S during this so that you can prevent lag. Walk to the left. For this, I'm using wood walls, but you actually might want to use wood fences so that your camera doesn't do that weird, scrolling in thing. Walk a bit more, walk to the right, and then get all the way back to your starting point. This is very important. You want to stick on your starting point, and then move your mouse over to your food source, mine is lemons, click it a couple of times, and then now you can end your recording. So you can see that I ate lemons, but obviously you can eat bloodfruit for food. It doesn't take that much, but it'll just, lessen the amount of blood that you have, but it's not that big of a deal. So now you can see that my recording is done. To start it again, I recommend you save it because, most people say that, oh, you can't get it very efficient. So like, if you save it, it might do something different. This is why I have you build a starting point. All right, this is the whole point of this starting point right here. And, that's why I say you have to do it so that you can save your recording so that each time that you want to find bloodfruit, you don't have to make a new recording every single time. So now that I got it done, I'm just not going to save it because this isn't, something that I'll use. And now I want to just make sure that my settings are all correct. And for this, now I want to make sure that I have shift lock off. And if I'm going to be farming for a long time, turn down my graphics quality. And now I'm going to start my recording by pressing Control Shift Alt P. And now you can see that's going. And you see it's doing the same thing that I said. So now it'll just go on this, and I'm pretty sure, it'll look different from when I first recorded because I accidentally scrolled in. You can see that my perspective is a little bit smaller than before. So just make sure that you don't mess that up. And now going to the right, and you can see my mouse is moving very slow. Planting the bloodfruit, and then see, it's missed. So this is a whole lot of issues that people are having. So To stop this, obviously, you want to make sure that when you're going like this is a glitch that can happen. You can see that this menu is still open for some reason. I don't know why this happens, but sometimes it closes on itself, because when I click off on anything, see, like when I click off and on this plant box, this thing open and closes. So when I'm like this, see, it stays open. And then when I'm moving right here, to fix this, you can see that my coconuts are on this side right here. And this is different for everyone, because some people may have more fruits or less fruits. So if you don't have coconuts or whatever, then this shouldn't be much of an issue for you. But see that it's intruding on this plant box. When I click on this one, the bloodfruit icon is also over here. It's like the coconut ends here. And when I click on this, the bloodfruit icon is taken up by the coconuts as well. So what to do to fix this is just move your mouse a little bit more to the right, so that you don't click on this icon and then click on the plant box, bloodfruit, and then off you go. So that's how you fix it. You know, if you have any more issues, just troubleshoot. Tiny tasking isn't hard, and this is just the basics of a farm. You know, with this, you should be able to get plenty of bloodfruit. I have 400,000 right now. Used to have 1,000,000, and this gets about like 200,000 in 12 hours or whatever. So this is how you farm. Make sure to have your food. If you have any more questions, then, you know, DM me, anything. Well, that's how you farm.